Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Syahirah binti Rozlan. My number matric is 1170264.
Today we gonna learn about renewable energy. What is renewable energy? Renewable energy is any primary energy obtained from a constantly available flow of energy. Some stocks could be renewed and used and do not exceed a certain limit. This video will explain more detail the policy, politics, and public opinion of renewable energy in Norway and Malaysia. Before I explained more about policy, politics, and public opinion of renewable energy in Norway. Let's me explain about the development of renewable energy in Norway. Norway is the second country that mostly uses renewable energy, where Norway produces 98% of its electricity from renewable energy sources. Norway is a significant oil and gas exporter, but almost all its electricity comes from renewable sources. Hydropower is the backbone of the Norwegian energy system. Norway has been using hydropower since the 19th century. It's now the biggest producer of hydropower in Europe. Wind and thermal energy are also growing. Norway agreed to cut greenhouse gas emissions by at least 40%. It hopes to eventually become a carbon-neutral nation. Now we proceed to policy renewable energy of Norway. Firstly, a law for greenhouse gas emission allowance trading was entered into force in January 2005. The Norwegian emission trading system, in line with the EU emission trading system, stimulates the industry which is not covered by the CO2 tax to reduce their climate gas emissions. And secondly, as in August 2005, the Norwegian authorities launched a new strategy in which all hydrogen-related activities will be administered and financed on basis of a common platform. Such activities include research and development, R&D, demonstration projects, development of safety standards, regulatory framework, etc. Now we proceed to the politics of renewable energy in Norway. In the industrial sector, the government promotes energy savings, new renewables, and environmentally friendly natural gas solutions. In particular, part of the strategy for increased production of renewable energy, energy saving, and energy efficiency is to install wind power capacity of 3 terawatt-hours per year by 2010. On other sectors, the government offers grants for energy savings in homes, buildings, and outdoor equipment areas. 288 For example, there was the evolvement of the Eco-Build program, which is a 5-year program intended to increase eco-efficiency in the Norwegian building and real estate sector. Lastly is the Norwegian opinion on renewable energy. It analyzes responses to representative surveys of the Norwegian population on the desirability of various energy technology. They said that they tended to have only a vague idea of where energy was used but a rather better sense of the sources of energy. They suggest high levels of awareness that energy use is rising, but many of them are very support the technology of wind technology and solar power as well as green energy technology. Next, we proceed to renewable energy in Malaysia. Policy Malaysia. The Malaysian government is seeking to intensify the development of renewable energy, particularly biomass, as the fifth fuel resource under the country's fuel diversification policy. The policy, which was set out in 2001, had a target of renewable energy providing 5% of electricity generation by 2005, equal to between 500 and 600 megawatts (MW) of installed capacity. The policy has been reinforced by fiscal incentives, such as investment tax allowances and the Small Renewable Energy Program (SREP), which encourages the production of RE by small power generation plants by allowing these producers to sell electricity generated to electricity distributors or retailers, such as TNB. In 2005, there were 28 approved biomass projects involving the installation of 194 megawatts of grid-connected capacity. There were also 4 approved landfill gas-based projects, with 9 megawatts of capacity, and 18 mini hydroelectric projects offering 69.9 megawatts of total capacity. In 2006, policies promoting green energy started to take root in Malaysia started from 2006 when a national biofuel policy was formulated to encourage the use of biodiesel for the transport sector. In 2009, the National Renewable Energy Policy and Action Plan, which planned to enhance the utilization of indigenous resources to contribute national electricity supply security and sustainable socio-economic. In 2013, the Malaysian government announced an investment tax allowance of 100% on qualifying capital expenditures. though QCE calculation was said to be considered for a maximum period of 5 years. This measure was taken to encourage investment in the renewable energy sector. The renewable energy in Malaysia is targeting to achieve 20% renewable energy use by 2025. The politics of renewable energy in Malaysia. In 2002, the government of Malaysia initiated a project biomass power generation and cogeneration in palm oil industry Biogen, to help promote the use of renewable energy, with support from the United Nations Development Programme (UNDP), the Global Environment Facility (GEF), and the private sector. In May, the MBIPV project presented the RE Policy and Action Plan to the NSC, which highlighted the need for an RE law to implement the FIT more effectively. The Malaysia Building Integrated Photovoltaic (MBIPV) project promotes the use of photovoltaic (PV) technology to tap solar energy and generate electricity for buildings, which will subsequently lead to sustainable and widespread BIPV technology applications that will avoid greenhouse gases (GHG) emission from the country's electricity sector. The third is CETREE, which is established on the government's awareness of its role in increasing knowledge and awareness of the role of renewable energy and energy efficiency for professionals, schools, tertiary institutions, schools, and also the public in Malaysia.
Lastly is the introductions to the feed-in tariff.
Then we proceed to Malaysian opinion on renewable energy, which majority of the public support renewable energy. 68% believe it is a good idea for Malaysia development. In response to the question, to your knowledge, can the following resources be used as renewable energy sources? The majority of the participants, 90%, responded that sun and water can be considered as renewable energy resources. It means that sun and water technologies are the most acknowledged, while nuclear and geothermal remain the least known. Biomass remains better known than wind power in these cases. Regarding climate change and renewable energy in peninsular Malaysia have proved that the majority of Malaysians are adequately learned about RE and are genuinely concerned about climate change. However, the cost of renewable energy is a significant barrier to the acceptance of renewable energy technologies. Before this video end, here are some of my references. That's all from. Thank you. Have a nice day and a happy new year.